There's a moment a lot of men describe the same way. Nothing dramatic happened. No diagnosis, no injury, no single bad day. But somewhere in the last few years, the lights dimmed a little. Mornings got heavier. Focus got slipperier. The drive that used to just be there, for work, for a walk, for intimacy, for life, started showing up less often and leaving sooner when it did. If that sounds familiar, I want you to know two things right away. First, you're not imagining it and you're not broken. Second, a meaningful part of it is genuinely within your influence, not through a miracle ingredient, not through a trick, but through three ordinary systems in your body that, after 60, quietly need more attention than they used to. Sleep, circulation, stress. Let's walk through what's actually happening and what you can actually do about it. Aging isn't a single switch. It's the slow accumulation of a few specific, well-understood changes. Blood vessels lose some of their elasticity over time. The inner lining, called the endothelium, produces less nitric oxide, the signaling molecule responsible for helping vessels relax and widen. Less nitric oxide means slightly less efficient blood flow to the brain, the muscles, and yes, to tissues involved in sexual function. This isn't a flaw in you. It's a documented, near-universal part of vascular aging, and it's one of the reasons doctors take blood pressure and cardiovascular health so seriously as men get older. At the same time, the body's stress response system can become less flexible. Cortisol, the hormone released under stress, is supposed to rise sharply during a real threat and then drop back down. But with the accumulated weight of decades, work pressure, family responsibility, financial concern, the low hum of everyday life, that system can lose some of its ability to fully reset. Cortisol that stays elevated, even mildly, can interfere with testosterone production, disrupt sleep, and leave you feeling wound up and worn out at the same time. And sleep itself changes. Deep, slow-wave sleep, the stage where the body does most of its hormonal repair work, including testosterone production, naturally decreases with age. Even men who feel like they're sleeping fine are often getting measurably less of this restorative stage than they did at 30. None of these three things, vascular stiffening, cortisol dysregulation, reduced deep sleep, operate alone. They feed each other. Poor sleep raises cortisol. Elevated cortisol narrows blood vessels. Poor circulation makes it harder to fall into deep sleep. It's a loop. But loops can run in the other direction too, and that's the part worth focusing on. You don't need a prescription to start improving vascular function, though if you have risk factors like high blood pressure, diabetes, or a family history of heart disease, a conversation with your doctor is the right first move, not a substitute for one. What genuinely moves the needle, according to a large and consistent body of research, is movement itself. Regular aerobic activity, even something as unglamorous as a brisk 25 to 30-minute walk most days of the week, has been shown to improve endothelial function, meaning your blood vessels get measurably better at producing nitric oxide and relaxing properly. You don't need to run marathons. You need consistency more than intensity. Diet plays a real role too. Foods rich in nitrates, leafy greens, beets, and polyphenols, berries, dark chocolate in moderation, green tea, have research behind their support of nitric oxide pathways. So does simply reducing the things that work against circulation, excess sodium, chronic excess alcohol, and smoking, which remains one of the single fastest ways to damage vascular lining. And here's a detail worth pausing on, because it surprises people. Oral health and cardiovascular health are connected. Chronic gum inflammation allows bacteria and inflammatory compounds into the bloodstream, and there's solid research linking periodontal disease to cardiovascular risk. Brushing, flossing, and treating gum issues seriously isn't a cosmetic habit. It's part of vascular care. You can't eliminate stress, and trying to isn't the goal. The goal is helping your nervous system complete the stress cycle instead of getting stuck in it. A few things have real evidence behind them here. Slow, deliberate breathing, even 5 minutes of extending your exhale longer than your inhale, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's rest and recover mode, and has been shown to lower cortisol and heart rate in the short term. It costs nothing and takes less time than scrolling your phone. Physical movement again matters, not just for vessels, but for stress. Exercise helps metabolize stress hormones and is one of the most consistently supported interventions for mood and anxiety in the research literature. And connection matters more than people expect. Isolation is itself a measurable stressor. Regular contact with people you trust, a weekly call, a standing coffee, a walk with a friend, isn't a soft add-on to health. It's a documented buffer against chronic stress physiology. If there's one thing worth treating as close to non-negotiable, it's this. Deep sleep is when the body does its hormonal repair work, testosterone included. You cannot supplement your way around chronically poor sleep. There is no shortcut here, but there are real, well-supported ways to protect it. Keep a consistent sleep and wake time, even on weekends. Your circadian rhythm responds to consistency more than almost anything else. Dim the lights and step back from screens in the hour before bed. Blue light in the evening suppresses melatonin, the hormone that helps initiate sleep and delays your body's natural wind down. Keep the bedroom cool. Most research points to somewhere around 65 degrees Fahrenheit as ideal for sleep quality, and keep it dark. Even small amounts of light can measurably disrupt sleep architecture. Watch alcohol in the evening. It can help you fall asleep faster, but it fragments deep sleep later in the night, which defeats the purpose. And if you snore heavily, wake up gasping, or feel exhausted despite a full night in bed, talk to a doctor about sleep apnea. It's extremely common in men over 60, frequently undiagnosed, and treating it can be one of the single biggest improvements to energy and hormonal health available, far bigger than any habit change. Nobody needs a 12-step regimen. Here's what a realistic version of this looks like in a day. Morning, a short walk, even 10 minutes, ideally with some daylight exposure, that also helps set your circadian clock. Evening, dim the lights an hour before bed, put the phone away, maybe 5 minutes of slow breathing. Somewhere in the week, real time with people who matter to you. And underneath all of it, treating sleep like the biological non-negotiable it actually is. None of this is dramatic. None of it will make you feel different tomorrow morning. But give it real weeks, 4, 8, 12, and the research on each of these individual pieces suggests something worth taking seriously. Measurable improvements in energy, circulation, mood, and yes, in the drive and vitality that so many men assume just quietly disappears with age. It doesn't disappear. It responds to conditions, and the conditions are, more than most people realize, within reach. If you're dealing with persistent fatigue, low mood, low libido, or symptoms that concern you, the right next step is a conversation with a physician. Blood work can rule out or identify things like low testosterone, thyroid issues, or sleep disorders that no lifestyle change alone will fix. This script is general information, not a diagnosis or a treatment plan, and it isn't a substitute for that conversation. But for the everyday cumulative decline so many men quietly accept as inevitable after 60, a lot of it isn't inevitable at all. It's a body waiting for the right, ordinary signals: movement, rest, connection. Given consistently, the body still knows exactly what to do with them.